Well, let's take a look at what is happening in the markets, and we start off with the JSE that has had another day in the sun as the local bourse trades in green territory as investors prepare to wrap up the first week of June. Looking at how the all share has performed, we are seeing a gain of more than 1/3% there, with the financial 15 leading those gains, climbing more than 1%. The industrial 25 with an uptick of more than 0.4%, but backing that overall trend is the resources 10 complex with a loss just shy of 1%. Let's check in on what is happening in the U.S. markets, and on that front, we're still drilling into the labor market. And of course, today we did have the June non-farm payroll surprising to the upside, growing more than what markets had anticipated, and also growing more than the figure that we saw in May. And of course, this is after the ADP private payrolls showed a different picture yesterday. Those markets in green territory, we do have the S&P 500 climbing more than three quarters of a percent. We do have the tech-heavy NASDAQ up by almost 1%, and the Dow ticking up by more than 2/3%. Actually, the S&P 500 up by, yes, 3/4. Getting my numbers mixed up there. But let's take a look at the European markets. And on that front, those markets, particularly in the UK, quite calm after the uncertainty and panic that we saw yesterday. Of course, this is on the turmoil that was perceived to be happening in the UK labour market between the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister, seeming that the future of the Finance Minister is not as uncertain as it was yesterday, or it was perceived to be yesterday. Those markets showing a rally there. FTSE 100 up by almost 0.5%, the CAC 40 ticking up by more than 0.1%, and the DAX with a gain of more than 0.4%. Let's take a look at what is happening on the currency scene and start off with how the Rand is doing against some of the major currencies. Pretty great strength coming through to the Rand, particularly against the US dollar today, hovering around that 17 Rand 50 level against the US dollar. The local unit against the pound at 23 Rand 89, and against the euro at 20 Rand 58. Let's check in on how the other currency pairs are doing, starting off with the euro dollar at 1.17, pound dollar at 1.36, and the yen just below 145 against the greenback.